Pleasures of Skype. How's it
Yeah,
going?
yeah, yeah.
Barney, how's it going with you?
I'm all right, man. Yeah, feeling pretty good actually. Not too bad at all. I just actually got a night's sleep in a bed, so that actually helps.
So that means the tourings are going as planned, and you're finally getting a bed for an evening?
Well, I got a bed last night, but see, usually we travel on we've got it's an RV really, but it's a bit longer than an RV. And don't get me wrong, that's great. Sometimes you don't even get that sort of. You don't get that luxury. Sometimes it's sitting up in a van, but so I'm not complaining. But it was nice to be able to get like a proper sleep. So I'm pretty feeling pretty good right now.
Certainly, as a vocalist of a band called Napalm Death, you'd think that the voice would need some sleep sometimes, some good sleep.
Well, yeah, yeah, it does. So yeah, I managed to get some last night. All I ask is a 6 hours. If I get my 6 hours, I'm good, man. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these people that leaves 8, 9, 10 hours or whatever. Just six does me, and I'm good to go.
Would you say touring nowadays, it's better than it ever was, in any sense in that?
When you say better, do you mean in terms of the facilities?
Well,
But when you're out on the road or whatever.
meaning best could be like looking at everything, the impact with the internet, the people coming to the shows, tour bus
Yeah.
styles,
Well, for us, the band, we're very self-contained. One of the really good things about being in Napalm Death is that, the band members in general definitely they're realists. They're not like they haven't got this rock and roll myth stuck in their heads. They have a very real, sort of outlook about touring and stuff. So, being very self-contained, that means we can make our own terms. So we will still drive in vans. I drive vans sometimes for the band in Europe. Not in the States I don't, but in Europe I do. And so that side of things, we're always prepared for that. Sometimes we're lucky enough to be able to get a touring RV, or sometimes we can get a bus if we share with other bands. Not on our own, it's too expensive, but if we share with other bands. So there's a variety of experience there. As for the other stuff, the turnouts and stuff like that, for Napalm, we've been really lucky. We've got a very mixed audience. We've got kids that keep coming back to us. We always try and keep Napalm intense musically, because I think anything less and Napalm wouldn't be half the band that it is. And yeah, we have a very simple ear to the ground sort of way of doing things, and I think that's helped sort of the longevity of the band itself.
Another thing too, Barney, is like MTV and Much Music are obviously not playing too much Napalm Death nowadays.
It doesn't
Now you
bother
got
me.
now you got like YouTube. What do you think of that? Because you guys
Right.
used to make the videos.
Fantastic. You know what? Because it takes the power out of the hands of corporates and executives and puts it back into the hands of the kids. I mean, the MTV sort of stuff. On a personal level, I never cared for that stuff anyway. It didn't really matter to me. I could take it or leave it. It really didn't matter to me. It's good. It's good now that kids can have that power in their own hands, and we are very pro letting people come to gigs. We don't put restrictions on cameras. We let kids do whatever they basically need to do, because I know myself, it's hard enough to promote a band and get enough stuff out there for people to listen to. If kids are going to do it for you, why are you going to stop them filming at gigs? It's fucking stupid. I could never understand that mentality. So we let them do whatever they need to do, and that's absolutely fine. No problem with that whatsoever. I encourage it. It encourages creativity as well, I think.
And like that, it gives you free advertising in a sense, and it gives good souvenirs for
Of
the
course.
kids.
Of course, we haven't got the money to spend on advertising as a band. We're not Metallica, as I'm sure it is the case for lots of small and mid-level bands. The budgets just aren't there. And especially now, record companies aren't willing to give those budgets. So we have to rely on other means. And if that's the kids that come to the gigs, so be it. And if they also get their enjoyment out of it from being involved, what could be better, you know?
Now, Barney, Napalm Death re-signed with Century Media Records. That's a great thing.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I mean, we're almost switching from the totally independent side of what we just talked about from the semi-independent side now. So, I mean, that's perhaps a contradiction to some people in itself. But, you know, I got to say, in some circumstances, we would have perhaps considered doing it by ourselves, although it would be a really gargantuan task to do it, you know. But based upon the experiences I've had with Century Media as a label and how they are with us and what they've done for us, that's the perfect thing for us right now. You know, we're not able to, even if we were able to handle an album pressing, we couldn't get out there and, you know, drum up interviews, stuff like that, talk to people, and, you know, and get that sort of network stuff going. We can't do that. I don't have those contacts, you know. Shane doesn't have them. You know, we do to a limited degree. You know, we know sort of, you know, obviously fanzine writers and stuff like that, but we don't have a lot of the contacts beyond that. And so what Century Media did with us for the last 2 or 3 albums was great, you know, and to me, it would have been stupid not to re-sign with them. I have to be totally upfront about that. Yeah.
For the new album coming out in 2012, is it going to be similar to Time Waits for No Slave?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing with Napalm albums, they're not going to be a drastic departure. But at the same time, or so people tell us, you know, no 2 Napalm albums sound the same. So that's a good thing, you know. There is continuity, but it's not like a carbon copy, you know. We're always going to be a fast and furious, chaotic band. But we have, of course, other branches on the tree. You know, there are many, many other influences to Napalm. Which is why that, you know, people very often just categorise us as a metal band. And to me, that's fine if people want to say, but for me, it's still too far narrow a category. You know, it isn't accurate. You know, it's a very small part of Napalm. And so, you know, it's what it is, you know.
Where are you guys going to finish this Canadian tour at? In Vancouver?
Vancouver, yeah, which we haven't been there for a good 6 or 7 years, I don't think, or something around that time frame.
And how's the Canadian fans?
You know what, man? I just got asked that question in the last interview, and I get asked that a lot. It's almost unanswerable because, you know, when you try and pin like how fans are to nationality, you can't answer it. Like kids the world over, you know, they're always excited when there's gigs. There are some people that come down the front, you know, and want to dance hard, and there are other people that want to stand at the back and take the gig in and then leave, and that's fine too, you know. So that's pretty consistent throughout the world. You can't tie that sort of thing down to people's nationality, you know. It just is. It is kids the world over, you know. They're excited. They come see the gig, you know.
Hopefully, you guys get another Canadian tour coming out soon.
Yeah, okay, my friend. It's good to be here. I have to say, you know, we've had people come up to us on this tour and literally say, "Why are you playing this shithole of a town, you know, that we live in?" And it's like, well, because we were asked and because it was a good idea. And now we're here. We're happy to be here. See, that's the thing, you know. A lot of bands are really short-sighted. You know, they'll only do the regular gig circuits. And, you know, if you don't want to get bored, you know, then you need to look further afield, you know. And right. If there's not a gig opportunity somewhere, make a gig opportunity, you know. Do it yourself. That's what it was all about, you know, opening your own doors, not letting what other people, you know, not sort of going down the regular trains of thought, you know. Try and be a bit creative, you know.
That's a good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
Well, Barney, been a pleasure talking to you, and keep up the good work on the vocals, man.
Okay, my friend. Well, thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, you have a good one, okay?
My friend. All the best.
You too.
Take it easy, man. Bye-bye.